I don't want to get up. It's so nice in bed. Luckily, Mark brought me a coffee. I need to get packed and ready. We're off to the Gold Coast today. Woohoo! We're in the Gold Coast. This is our sexy tent. Mark's inside getting changed. We're gonna go for a walk on the beach, and then he's leaving me to go and do exercise. And I am not partaking in such events because I would much rather read Don't Believe It by Charlie Donlea, which I'm still absolutely loving. And I finished A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay, so now I'm going to start reading or listening to on Audible Luckiest Girl Alive by Jessica Knoll. And I actually don't know much about this book at all, but I have heard great things about her writing, so I'm pretty excited to start listening to that, probably more so on the train on the way back to Brisbane tomorrow more than right now, because yeah, it's nice to just have a few minutes lying on the beach by myself and actually like turning pages. Where's Mark?
What?
Are you pulling faces at the camera?
No.
You were, weren't you? You're such a loser. What? You're worse than a woman, you are.
I can't find them anywhere.
Stop faffing around. Mark?
I'm going home.
What? Yeah, this is pretty much my happy place. It's just so lovely. Like, we are in a caravan park right across the road from the beach, so at night in our tent we can just hear the roaring ocean, and it's just surrounded by all these like skyscraper buildings. Like, it's just like there's nothing really quite like it anywhere else. I mean, it kind of reminds me a little bit of where I used to live in Cape Town, a place called Bloberg, but I mean, it's just stunning here, isn't it? Like, I'm just in heaven right now, to be fair. We're about to go on like a boat cruise as well and have a bit of a on the canal or something, which has a bar on board, which I'm pretty stoked about. So we're going to go do that, have some wine, and learn a bit more about the history of the Gold Coast. But while Mark is sweating and exercising and I'm just getting fatter by the day, I'm going to do some reading. I am finding it a little bit strange that the girl Grace that's in jail, like when she got put in jail for murdering her boyfriend, like I didn't really get any hint of her being sad or surprised that he was dead. She's more like this whole 10 years been so like hell-bent on her innocence and stuff like that. Like, I just haven't seen her being sad. I don't know, that's just what I'm picking up on there. I could be completely wrong. Ooh la la, sexy mother flippin' hell. Hello! Tweet to woo! I'm just perving. How is your run? Yeah? I'm still reading.
Hey?
I'm still reading.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably look like a proper hobo sleeping on the beach right now. Hey guys, so it's the next day. Sorry I didn't get to film the boat cruise, but it was amazing and just such a great way to learn more about the Gold Coast. Anyway, a little bit more of a reading update. Personally, I am still busy reading Don't Believe It by Charlie Donlea, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. It's just so brilliant. I love everything about it. Yeah, it's like it's slow burning, but it's so good the way it's laid out with TV series, and you know, you read the episodes and the pilots and you get into like learning more about productions and the way that TV shows deal with things, and like look at their numbers and like the actual crime itself, like all the the evidence that they missed and the way the whole case was mishandled by absolute idiot policemen in St. Lucia, sorry. It was just fantastic. I'm absolutely loving it. Mark did get me to do some exercises finally, so I actually, so beautiful here. I did some 7-minute workouts. It's like an app you can download on your phone, and it's like literally 7 minutes, and you do some squats, some sit-ups, I don't do the push-ups, I just carry on doing sit-ups or lunges, or you know, something a bit more easy for me. Plus I want to focus more on my tush anyway from the bottom. So yeah, he does all the sexy stuff. I just like look like an absolute wanker while I do squats and stuff. But I started listening to The Luckiest Girl Alive by Jessica Knoll, and I just can't get into it. We took a trip yesterday, and I like fell asleep 3 times and had to restart the entire book, so it's not going very well. I feel like the entire book, I don't even know what the hell it's about. Like, to me the whole thing just feels like the main character's like a rant of life. Like, she's just an absolute arrogant cow, and I'm just not connecting with her at all. And I just, yeah, you know, I never used to DNF books at all, but I mean, I've recently DNF'd Uprooted by Naomi Novik and The Doll Funeral by Kate Hammer, and I'm a bit nervous that The Luckiest Girl Alive is gonna be a DNF. I cannot get into it no matter how hard I try. We also went swimming in the ocean, and that was absolutely amazing. It's just, you know, because it's winter right now, it's actually warmer in the ocean than it is outside. So that was beautiful. We swam for like an hour and just played in the waves. That was lovely. As for like Mark, he's just discovered Audible. Like, I don't know how he hasn't before, because he's with me and I'm obsessed, but now like he's pretty much obsessed with it too. But he's very much into like the non-fiction stuff, so he's busy listening to his first free book with his credit called The Barefoot Investor, and he's really pissing me off with it because he's like starting to implement this guy's advice into his life already. And apparently, I mean, he could be talking the biggest load of shit and just trying to do something, but like apparently this dude says that to get your partner interested in the finances with you, like make it into a date night. So like take her out to like a nice restaurant, and then bring like get 1 or 2 glasses of wine into her, and then bring up the topic of managing your finances and planning it all out together. And I get it, but I just, you know, I personally don't spend money on pretty much anything besides food and drink, which is, you know, necessities, and the occasional warm top so I don't freeze to death in winter. Like, I don't actually spend any other money. I get the books from publishers. I honestly don't. I mean, we buy groceries and we occasionally go out for dinner more often than we probably should, but I just don't think that we have a problem with money, so I don't really understand it. But he's pretty obsessed with this kind of stuff, so I don't know, have to make him happy. We kind of made a compromise, so if I do this for him, he's gonna come onto my channel and talk about some books, and he's also going to read a thriller book for me. So I've got to try and decide what thriller book I want to get him to read, and then he's going to come onto the channel and talk about it. So that's really exciting. But in otherwise, like if you want to hear more about like non-fiction books, I mean, I've got like one non-fiction book lined up that I really want to read soon, which is I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara or something. But I don't normally read non-fiction, but Mark loves it. So if that's something that you'd be interested in seeing on my channel, like a bit more variety and, you know, his points of views on things like the Barefoot Investor and whatever else he chooses. I think he's reading something else afterwards, something about Sapiens or something. Like, well, I don't really listen to him when he talks, but yeah, like if you're interested in that, let me know, because yeah, he's actually such a good guy, and like a good character for good presence on camera when you get into him. So yeah, let me know if you'd be interested to see Mark talk about non-fiction books on my channel instead of just me always rambling on about thrillers and crime books. Anyway, don't want to go home, but we kind of have to now, so I'm gonna go jump on the train and try again my very best to get into Luckiest Girl Alive by Jessica Knoll, but doesn't seem very promising if you've asked me. Talk to you guys soon. Bye!